Yes, hello, my name is Martin Burt, and I'm the founder and the executive director of Fundacion Paraguaya. We're a non-profit organization, and we were started in 1985 when Paraguay was still under a military dictatorship. So in addition to having an innovative program, which was to support small businesses in the informal sector, we also had the big institutional limitations that were to create groups in the poor neighborhoods and in the slums. And even though these were self-help groups, the government always looked at any type of civil society organization with suspicion and hostility. So it was very difficult at the beginning. But in 1989, the dictatorship was overthrown. So we have had a more friendly environment to operate in supporting the poorest of the poor, both in the cities and in the rural areas.
And was there, in those initial kind of group meetings, how did you kind of solve that problem? Was Fundacion in constant contact with the government, or was there harassment of some of the people?
Yeah, our strategy to survive during the dictatorship was to be transparent, to have a very clear agenda. We told the government, and mostly through the press, what we were doing. And at the grassroots level, when we were starting the groups, even though there were people from the government keeping a close watch, they quickly found out that we were a bona fide, true organization that was interested in supporting people from all the political parties and all points of view. So they quickly found out that we were not a subversive organization, but that we were truly interested in supporting the underprivileged groups in our society.
Okay. And any false starts or challenges with the financial aspect of microfinance?
Yes.
Initially?
When Fundación Paraguaya started its microfinance program, the microfinance industry in the world was very new. So nobody really knew how many clients a loan officer could manage, what would be a good, appropriate starting loan, what type of training would have to go with the loan. Should there be training before the loan, during the loan, or after the loan? Should we be lending to small industries that manufactured and transformed raw materials? Mm-hmm. Or should we be working with businesses, commercial businesses that bought and sold merchandise? Or should we support a service, for example, a barber shop? There were some people in our staff that considered services not key for the economy, and then of course we reached the conclusion that any person that was willing to support themselves and to create new jobs was useful for the economy. So working with the informal sector, supporting small businesses, some of which are very, very tiny, has proven a very rewarding activity both for us at the Fundación Paraguaya, and we think that we have reached more than 50,000 small businesses, and that has had a tremendous impact in strengthening precarious jobs, increasing family income, and in fact creating very many new jobs. And we have found that what people called women's empowerment really occurs on a day-to-day basis, because women in a poor society like Paraguay are really oppressed by men. They have very few options, and women's lending or borrowing groups allow them one of the few instances where men are not allowed to meddle into their affairs. This empowers women, gives them a sense of self-worth, shows them that they can work outside the men of their relationships, either their parents or their husbands or their children, and it gives them a great sense of responsibility and self-esteem.
Developing human capital seems to be the theme across Fundacion Paraguaya's other social initiatives as well. The Escuela Agrícola and the new Escuela Agrícola, the second young women's school, and junior achievement. And I was wondering if you might be able to share with the Kiva lenders a little bit about how the microfinance program, and specifically interest-free capital from Kiva, contributes to Fundacion Paraguaya's ability to invest in other projects that develop human capital, that encourage entrepreneurship, things like that.
The Fundación Paraguaya, with the profit derived from the loans, fully invests all of it back into the program, both the microfinance program and our educational programs. And we are running urban and rural, small, medium, and large educational programs. We even have two full big boarding schools where we provide a lot of entrepreneurship education, financial literacy and education, and work readiness and preparedness, which we think are the three elements that a young person in any society in the world needs to go on after high school or after elementary school into the workforce. So education is key. And for some reason, people think that education is such a long-term proposition that it's not even worth starting it. Our experience here in Paraguay is that you can start having immediate results with any educational program that you can start if it is linked to microfinance and if it is linked to income generating activities. And so this is what we hope to demonstrate in our partnerships with different organizations. Right. We are seeing very good results with many of our microfinance clients, particularly women. We are seeing that through microfinance, women are increasing their family income above the poverty line that is set out by the government. We are seeing that many people are over the poverty line, but they still lack certain things in their houses and in their health and in their education. And we think that 80% of the work is already done by the small business woman or man, and that through group dynamics and allowing people, the poor people, to identify their priorities, we can begin in developing a methodology so that every poor person in our microfinance program can have a life map, objectives to overcome poverty and to become a member of the middle class. Defining middle class as a person that takes advantage of many opportunities, that has more than one income stream, that uses relationships to advance his or her family. And so in our poverty elimination program, we are using indicators both from the World Bank and the United Nations, but also we are promoting an active civic participation on the part of the poor so that they can appeal and petition to the government. But also we are asking the poorest of the poor to look inside and to see their spirituality, their interior feelings, and to identify what are the elements within each person that motivates them, that makes them get up in the morning and say, this is my plan for the day, and helping each person use those motivational factors that are within the person already to promote growth in all areas of their life. Talent, luck, ambition are evenly distributed among the human race. Fortunately, the poor also have talent and also have opportunities when they see the opportunities.